Hello students. So in previous classes we discussed about introduction to macroeconomics. In that already we discussed about introduction to macroeconomics, emergence of macroeconomics, nature of macroeconomics, scope of macroeconomics, and features of capitalistic economy and structure of the capitalistic economy under the macroeconomics. So especially while discussing about macroeconomics, under the scope of macroeconomics, the scope of macroeconomics explains the, so what are the areas under the macroeconomics? What are the areas under the macroeconomics? It refers to the area study under macroeconomics because it covers a wide range of economic variables. Which one? The macroeconomics covers the wide range of macroeconomic variables such as national income, aggregate employment, aggregate money, aggregate demand, aggregate supply, aggregate investment, aggregate consumption, aggregate expenditure, general price level, like this. So that's why we should study about variables of the macroeconomic variables, and we should discuss subject matter of economics, and also we can say like that components of the macroeconomics. So what are the components of macroeconomics? Especially already we discussed. First one was major sectors, second one national income, third one general employment, fourth one theory of general price, fourth one, like fifth one theory of money, sixth one international trade. So already we discussed in previous class. Okay, so first one we have to discuss about the major sectors. See, under the scope of macroeconomics already we discussed scope of macroeconomics. So in that class only explained we should discuss major sectors in this chapter only, and remaining all these concepts we should discuss further. We will discuss further chapters. So major sectors: households, firms, government, and external sector. So the about this we have to discuss in this first chapter only, that is introduction to macroeconomics. Remaining like national income, general employment, theory of general price, theory of money, international trade, like these are all we will discuss in further chapters. Now we should discuss about major sectors, that is we can say like that context of macroeconomics. So what is the meaning of context of macroeconomics? So it explains the major sectors. So what are the major sectors? So the major sectors are four. One is households, second one is firms, third one is government, fourth one is external trade. Once again I repeat: first one is household, second one is firms, third one is government, fourth one is external sector. Now we will discuss one by one. First one is households. So households are the owners of factors of production. Households are the owners of factors of production. Factors of production are land, labor, capital, organization. Land, labor, capital, organization. Very important factors of production, because without using these four factors we cannot produce goods and services. That's why very important in the production process. So those who are having these four factors, they are considered as households. So households means a single individual who takes decision relating to his own consumption. Simple. Households, that is a single individual, otherwise we can say group of individuals. Say a single individual who takes decisions about or relating to his own consumption. Consumption means consume goods and services, otherwise consuming goods and services or utilizing goods and services. The process of using of goods and services or consuming goods and services. Consumption means use, the process of using goods and services to get satisfaction. or to satisfy wants, to satisfy wants. So what we have to consume, how much we have to consume, okay, it's depends upon the income, price, okay, taste, preference, like this. So that is decision relating to his own consumption. So here household is nothing but a group of individuals for whom decisions relating to consumption, for whom decision relating to consumption. So households are owners of factors of production, that is those who are having land, they are also households. Those who are using their labor, they are also considered as a household. Those who are investing money to produce goods and services, they are also considered the households, like a capital. And the third one is, or like fourth one is organization, like organizer work is combining these three inputs or factors. What are they? Land, labor, capital. Combining all these three things, the organizer start production process. Okay, his work is combining all these three inputs or factors. What purpose? To produce goods and services. So combining all these three inputs or factors, you can start producing goods and services. So after production, the same thing he will sell in the market and he will earn revenue or profit. He will earn revenue or profit. So here households consist of people. Households or consist of people. These people work in firms. These people work in firms as workers, not only in firms like agriculture, and also they are working. So work in firms as workers and earn wages, maybe daily wages, like half monthly, like 15 days, and monthly they will earn. So that is, their households consist of people. These people work in firms in all other sectors also. Those who are working, they are called as households. Those who are working, they are called as households. Households save the money. Households save the money and pay taxes. They are also earning money and they save the money, and they pay taxes to the government. They also pay the taxes. They also pay taxes to the government. So they are working in the government department also, and when they are working private department also, they are earning salaries. So households are owners of the firms also. They are considered as owners of firms and earn profits. How? See, those who are having land, they are earning rent by leasing land. Those who are having capital, they are earning interest, lending capital. See, those who are having land, they are earning rent. How? By leasing land. Those who are having money or capital, they are earning interest. How? By lending capital. So these are all called as four factors of production, or owners of, like these are land, labor, capital, organization, four factors of production. Those who are having, they are called as households, and they are earning revenue, they are earning rewards. What purpose? To provide this in the production process, So those who are having land, they will earn rent as reward. Those who are working, like those who are using labor, they are earning wages as a reward for the labor. And those who are having money, they are investing money, and they are earning interest as a reward for the capital. And those who are having intellectual, like knowledge, technique, like planning, he will combine all these three things and sell, produce goods and services, and same thing he sell in the market, and he will earn profit or revenue. What he has earning, out of that he has to distribute all these three things. So after distributing all these three things, what he has remaining, that is called as profit. Okay, up to this households. Another important sector in the, like macroeconomics or in the economy, the major sectors are: first one is household, second one is firms, third one is government, fourth one is external sector. Another important is firms. See, the production units will be called firms. Production units, those who are producing goods and services, they are called as producers. Firms, like business unit. So very important, the production units will be called firms. So in a firm, the entrepreneur, same. So entrepreneur hides wage labor. Wage labor means See, the labor which is sold and purchased, the labor which is sold and purchased against wages. Already I explained in the features of capitalistic economy. The labor which is sold and purchased against wages is called as wage labor. Wage labor. So those who are working, they are called as laborers. They are putting their effort, that is called labor. So here in a firm, the entrepreneur hires wage labor from the market, and also he employs the service of capital and land. What purpose? To produce goods and services. The organizer's work is combining all these three things, and he should produce goods and services. Using these three things, he will produce goods and services, and the same thing he will sell in the market and earn profit. Okay, here the firms are called as the production units are called as firms. Production units are called as firms. So they're hiring wage laborers. Hiring wage laborers. Wage laborers means labor which is sold and purchased, which is sold and purchased against wages, against wages. And after hiring which one, labor, like wage labor, capital and land, so he will undertake the task of production. That is the work of firms. Works like firms are purchasing which one, factors of production from the households. Firms are purchasing, or firms buy factors from households, factors of production from households. What purpose? To produce goods and services and sell them in the market and earn profit. Okay, so firms, you can say like that, production units. So what they will do? So they will hire the wage labor first thing, and they also employs, they will purchase capital and land. Capital and land. The organizer work or firm work is, after hiring these three inputs, he undertakes the task of production. Already I explained, the organizer work is combining these three inputs or factors of production. What are these three inputs? Land, labor, capital. Land, labor, capital. So using these three units or these three factors, the organizer or a firm will produce goods and services. The same thing, sell in the market, and by selling that, they will earn revenue or profit. So here the firms buy factors from the households. What purpose? To produce goods and services and sell them in the market and earn profits. For example, so and also in this process, while producing goods and services, the organizer or firm should face the risk and uncertainties. Risk means that is unexpected. So unexpected means sometimes, see for example, he may not get a high enough prices. Suppose the producer will not get high enough prices for the goods and services what they produced. This may lead to fall in the profits. That means, suppose what he has produced, for that, what he has produced the goods and services, for that, if he will not get good price, sufficient price, more prices, that time he will get loss. He will face the loss. That time no profit. So this is uncertainty. Uncertainty means there is no guarantee what will happen in the further situation or future situation. For example, the present situation is COVID-19. Is anybody expected this one? No. So that is uncertainty. That is uncertainty. So this situation explains, the COVID-19 explains the completely, the economy level will be less, production will be less. When the production will be less, there is no employment. So many people are losing their jobs, right? So this is uncertainty. So producer or a firm or an entrepreneur, definitely in the process of production, he should face the risks and uncertainties. Sometimes there is no demand for goods and services. That time also he should face the loss situation or loss condition. Okay, so anyhow, in a capitalist economy or in a capitalist country, the factors of production earn their income. Their income means using of land, that is rent, using of labor, wages, using of capital, interest, using of organization, profit. That is, in a capitalist economy or country, the factors of production earn their incomes through the process of production. Okay, up to this, firms. First one household, second one is firm, third one is government, and fourth one is external sector. I will explain in next class. Thank you.